Just over a year has passed. There's been some shocking news about Moogie. And I'm back at Tony's camp in Kenya to find out exactly what happened.
Welcome back, Martin, even if it is a fairly sad occasion.
Hi, Jamie.
No,
How are you doing?
very good, and you?
Yeah, I'm good. It's nice to see you.
We're sorry about your news, really sorry.
It's very upsetting news.
Yeah, I know. Poor little fella, eh?
Yeah. Moogie had been out. It was late and there was a big frenzy of hyena yelping and yapping and whooping. And then a good growl of Moogie came, which then automatically I knew that was Moogie with the hyenas having a fight. So I ran up onto the top of Camp Rock. Moogie had actually managed to get a couple of hyenas, a good couple of strokes, and you can see these claw marks here on the tree. The hyenas were still going for him, so I scared them off in a couple of shots, and Moogie sort of, see the adrenaline and everything, he was just collapsed on the floor, and it was total utter exhaustion.
The odds were just too great. Well, there wasn't much you could do once they all ganged up on him.
He had a lot of puncture marks. And my first instinct was we need to take him back to camp for security and safety. We got to about here and he said, that's it. Yeah, I could just see it in him. He said, I can't go any further.
Before we left last time, we asked Jamie to keep a video record of Moogie growing up. But this isn't what I expected. It's painfully frustrating, because if only someone had felt able to let us have those 3 cubs orphaned in Nairobi, then maybe there would have been a little pride of lions in Kora, and maybe they would have seen off those hyenas.
Throughout the night, we were still getting a couple of hyenas come in. I just stayed out with them the whole night, trying to keep off the hyenas.
They were all around, were they?
Yeah, the hyenas, they don't give up and leave. They're quite persistent on what they wanted to do, and that was to kill Moogie. We'd had an elephant poached about a kilometre from here, 3 or 4 days old, in an area like this, attracts a lot of hyenas. And especially when, there's a young lion getting attacked. Other hyenas from, up to a kilometre, if not 2 kilometres away, which hear that, they'll come in as well to help. Next morning came and managed to get hold of the vet. We darted Moogie, and then we put him on a stretcher, put him in the back of the car, took him to camp. And at that stage, the vet did say he will survive, no problem, with the puncture marks. But what he's worried about is if there's internal bleeding.
The biggest risk is infection, but we hope to manage that with antibiotics.
We gave him a slow-releasing painkiller, antibiotics. And the vet just said we need to just keep an eye on him, monitor him. That night at 4 o'clock, you could see in his eyes, he just said, as much as I can, I want to stay alive, I can't. And he literally just died there while I was with him, which is very sad and depressing. It's also on my side, there's so many things which you replay the whole incident that you could have done or that you couldn't have done. It was unfortunate that we didn't have any cubs at the time to come join him.
Yeah, I know.
The more in numbers, the better in strength. It was a pity that we weren't there to protect him, Poor old Moogie.
Yeah, poor old Moogie.
I suppose for Moogie, he did live a great life. He died naturally in a natural environment.
However horrible.
However horrible it was, he still lives on in our life, and But for us, trying to create a lion pride, he was the perfect lion male breeding for us. He was part of the beginning of, let's hope, a rebirth of Cora. And we've just got to look on the bright side of life and continue and keep everything going.
I know it doesn't seem like it with this story, but you are incredibly lucky to have had that relationship with a lion.
And we buried him down at the graves with Tony. It was a very sad day.
So how did you first hear about it?
Jamie called me. I was in Nairobi, and Jamie was optimistic that maybe the vets could do something, and maybe they couldn't. And then I got that call from Jamie to say they passed away. So got to ride up here as fast as I could to be here with Jamie when he buried Moogie at the graveyard.
It's a devastating setback. Tony and everyone who works with him will have to start all over again. They'll need a lot of energy and willpower and prayers that maybe one day lions will return to Cora.
The future of the wildlife of Africa is in guarded fortresses at the end of the day. Like Tony says, the only way is to establish a border that can be respected, guarded and protected.
And certainly I'm optimistic. I always have been. If I wasn't, I wouldn't be here today. But I think things will change.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's still hope. There's still the habitat's still left. There are some animals around, not much. KWS are putting 20 million shillings in for raids in the next month or two. They promise to increase the ranger force. We're talking now actively about fencing. So here we are, doing the best we can for Cora.
This film's been 3 years in the planning and the making, and the ending we wanted was to see a small pride of lions released out here in Cora. But everything's changed. It's all different, even in that short space of time. And poor little Moogie, who had such a horrible end, but didn't end up in a cage, so that's not so bad. And the work goes on here, and Tony's got new friends in the KWS, and things have changed. But now they need a fence to keep the animals safe, because that's the only way. There is no free left for lions. They need a fence. They need all that money to raise, but he'll do it. If anyone will do it, Tony will do it. With the new friends in government, he'll do it. And maybe I'll come back and make another film and show you lions going free.